Yo, what's up guys? This is Loma and we are back with another market update video. A lot has happened since the last video. Even though the last video was like less than a week ago, that's just a testament to how fast crypto moves, right? So before we get into it, the usual, subscribe if you haven't, like the video if this helps, and let's get right into it. Alright, so we're going to start with Bitcoin, but I'm also going to get to Ethereum towards the end of this video. So if you look at this here, not much has changed. I'm going to go ahead and clean up the chart a little bit. Okay, so this was kind of how the chart looked when we last made the video, right? So entry was around right here, which was the daily open, right? So daily close right here, we got the open, entered there. So moved up to around 58.3, which is our new all-time highs. We've retested, right? This was the point of expansion, right? So after this daily close, you see how price went back down and tested this area. So tested this area, the origin of the expansion, right? So far looks like it's holding. I do like the kind of price action that we're seeing here, albeit it's a little devastating, right? When you have two big red daily candles like this, there's going to be a lot of fear in the market, which is expected, right? I mean, if you longed like right here, you're underwater, right? If you longed the retest of this breakout right here at 50k, you're in trouble, right? So of course there's going to be a lot of bearishness online, from your friends, from everyone, and that's normal, right? Like, what the fuck are people supposed to feel? Like, price just dumped 23% or so. Yeah, people are gonna be fucking scared, man. Like, it's you know, it's not like a wow, I didn't expect that, right? With that out of the way, our setup is pretty much still intact. Things that you do like to see on here, I don't think this is gonna get touched just yet. Maybe, depending on, you know, how we react up here, I do think we're most likely going to at least test $54,000 as either resistance, or we're going to break up above, maybe test it as support later on. But for now, I think the lows were just taken. It doesn't really make sense to me to just keep going straight down. The same way that price doesn't go up in a straight line, it doesn't go down in a straight line either, unless you're getting rugged, I guess, right? But this is Bitcoin, so my expectations are that we're probably going to go up, test the supply right here, right? So let me draw that out. So, you know, around this area is going to be our make it or break it, right? Possibly if we're super bearish, this area provides like a rejection on the daily, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean up the chart a little bit more because it is a little messy, and there's a few lines that we just don't really need anymore, right? Let's see. Okay. All right. So I'm anticipating price to move up, so something like this, right? And then from here, we just got to see a reaction. So as a trader, I don't really make money judging what happens here, right? I care about what's happening right here. Does that make sense? Where it's like, if this goes up and it bounces and we make all-time highs, cool. Like, you know, that's really nice, and I hope that I have long exposure. But I don't make money predicting what's gonna happen, what is this, 2 weeks from now, okay? Like, it doesn't matter, it's irrelevant, okay? As a trader, all you care about is volatility. Like, is price moving? Like, the only thing that fucks traders is if price just went sideways in like a 0.5% range or some shit for an extended period of time. Then it's like, all right, there's just no volatility. But from here, what I'm seeing is we swept the lows. Okay, so remember, this was the prior all-time highs that we made the video on, kind of irrelevant now. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to move this to the low. Okay, so I'm going to rename this lows. All right, so now that, you know, we pinpointed our lows, this was the bottom of the wick. you see that the next day we swept below it. And what does that mean? Okay, when I say swept the lows, it means realistically, let's say you're a god tier trader and you long the bottom. You long the exact bottom at 47.6. Okay. Logically, you would put your stop losses below there, right? Like as you see price going up, you assume, wow, I bought the bottom, right? And if your theory is correct and you bought the bottom, price shouldn't trade below that area, right? So most people might put their stop loss like a couple percent down, right? Maybe like 46.5, whatever, right? Whatever number you want to do, just below that area. Price wicks all the way down. Most of this came from liquidations, okay? Which means most people just longed big. Either they got stopped out, below this wick, or they just got straight up liquidated. So that's a sweep of that area. That's what I'm talking about, right? And so far, this is the new daily candle. I'm seeing, this is pretty good. A push down to start, automatically got bought back up. We're pushing up right now. I do think we're very likely to test somewhere above 51,000. So above 51,000, I'd say would be a logical area. Even if we're super bearish, I do think that this test right here, this insane dump, resulted in at least a dead cat. So even if it was like a dead cat where it just kind of bounces, dead cat, I'll attach the definition somewhere over here. It's kind of a slang, but yeah. So something like this wouldn't surprise me, but overall, we're in Bitcoin. We have a good entry, and what you like is that our entry got treated as support, which is good, right? That means you're sitting comfortable. Basically, what you do right now is just you sit on your hands, right? You have such a good entry that a 25% dump, you're still in the green, you're still hanging out, and like this is kind of the hardest part of trading, right? To just let your trade play out. You have your plan, you entered, you followed your plan, your risk management, blah 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 blah, right? Now you just gotta let it play out, and I feel like this is where a lot of people fuck up. So not much to say here. Things are still going well. I know this dump is scary, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad, right? Like, I mean, we had the same price action over here, right? You see it? Down candle, right? Crazy wick down that swept the lows, right? Closed above. Next candle pushed down, didn't take the lows, and then we made our way up, followed by trading lower, right? Trading lower, and then I guess from here we just launched. Part of this was Elon, but whatever. So yeah, that wraps up the analysis for Bitcoin. I want to quickly go ahead and talk about Ethereum as well. So Ethereum not doing as hot, right? So Ethereum, we were stopped out, right? Took about an 11% slap. That hurts. I'm gonna go ahead and redraw everything because I like redrawing setups after they've been invalidated, just because it's cleaner. You get to relook at certain levels and whatnot. Interesting things. We're gonna start on the monthly. So this was the 2018 all-time high, right? Okay. Now we're gonna jump to the weekly. Now what do you see here? I know the weekly hasn't closed, but this is extremely bullish, right? Because you have this nice little demand, right? This pocket of buyers right here. So you're seeing price act as support where it's supposed to act as support. And this is good. I fucking hate Ethereum, don't get me wrong. I hate Ethereum. I think it's one of the shittiest coins in terms of ROI, right? The tech, I'm sure it's great. A lot of coins depend on ERC20. The team is great. I'm sure Vitalik is a nice guy. Whatever, doesn't matter. As a trader, you only care about liquidity, volatility, and the return, right? That's all you care about. Like, I don't care if Ethereum is going to cure cancer. If it doesn't move, it doesn't matter to me as a trader. Okay, if I'm a cancer patient and it solves cancer, I fucking love Ethereum. Okay, you see what I'm getting at? Where you gotta separate what matters to you and the project itself. Okay, so quickly, 3-day, you're gonna see the same thing, just a tap onto the weekly level. Price printing like it wants to go up, right? Which is kind of confluence with our BTC analysis. If you're looking to trade Ethereum, personally, I would just enter spot. I do think spot is the way to go when you're trading Ethereum. I don't like leveraging just because the funding is kind of nuts, right? And it has been slower than a lot of the other coins, so you do rack up a lot of funding over time. So be mindful of that, and you don't pay funding based on your margin, you pay funding based on your notional value. So if you're, let's say, $1,000 of margin, right, and you're on 10x, so your notional position is $10,000, you're paying funding on the 10,000. You're not paying it on the 1,000. So it's a very easy way to actually fuck up your bankroll. Okay, so keep that in mind. Again, I probably leave a looser stop right here. I don't think we're gonna test the 2018 all-time highs again. Who knows? But I'm gonna leave my stop right here. If I were to play this, I'd look to add more in this area. I want this area to hold, right? I don't want this order block to be ripped through. Could it happen? I mean, yes, but preferably not, right? And preferably, this is the move, right? The liquidity grab that will allow us to finally, zoom through $2,000 up to like the 3,000 area. So something like this would be how I'm targeting for ETH. Again, not a real big fan of it in terms of return on investments, but yeah, something like that would be very nice. I don't really like the way Ethereum reacted to that dump as well, in a sense where if you look at here, so Bitcoin gave back a couple days worth of price action, right? But Ethereum gave back the entire move. So we're talking about, let's see, where is it? So I mean, how many days is that? 20 days. So it gave back about 3 weeks of price action within 2 days, right? So don't really like that. That's not a sign of strength for me, which is why I personally don't like trading Ethereum. I think you'll get better returns buying pretty much anything else, like DOT, BNB, FTT, Solana, Atom, things like that. I'm pretty sure will give you a higher return. Will there be a time where Ethereum takes over and it pumps and it goes to the moon? Yes. I'm sure there will be windows of opportunity where Ethereum outperforms everything else in the market. The problem is that you can't just bet on outperformance based on its current price action, right? Like, you're not in the business of fortune telling. You're in the business of using information that you have to formulate how to make the most money possible, right? Probabilistically, right? So I don't know. When I'm using probabilities, it just seems like Ethereum has been underperforming a lot of the other coins with similar liquidity. So again, not my choice. But if you are trading it, this isn't a bad setup. Just gotta pray that we don't nuke through the weekly level, which I don't think we will. We'll at least see some upside. First area that I'm looking at for some trouble is this low right here. So 1800s should be an issue. Feel free to take some profit here, but I am looking for new highs off this hunt, right? Hunt maybe some chop like this, whatever. But ultimately, I want to see price expand up to the highs. I think this hunt was enough. I think any lower and we're gonna go like down here, right? Which, I mean, or even like maybe right here, which isn't good. Like dropping below the 1400 all-time highs. I don't know. This would be enough for me to consider that we're back in a bear market. Right. This is essentially the equivalent of BTC trading under 20,000. Right. This was the 2018 all-time highs. So don't want to see that. But yeah, so that's what I have for Ethereum right now. Hopefully that clears up a lot of the confusion that we've had over the last couple days. Again, just to reiterate, the bull market I don't believe is over. The trend hasn't really broken on high time frames. We're having corrections, as we always will, and with how popular derivatives are, it's no surprise that liquidation events cause a lot more cascade than they did in prior months or years. So yeah, anyways, hopefully the market update isn't too long. I don't know how long I've gone off on this, but yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and tune in for the next one. Peace.